Let's talk scissor skills in preschool. All right, so I had a few comments asking about teaching scissor skills to preschoolers. And first off, I have to say, of course you'd have questions. It can be a challenging skill to teach and a bit of a risk. So let's first start off with age, as someone wanted to know about what age should a child be introduced to scissors. Well, as every child learns differently, this is a hard one to generalize. So instead of looking at age, we should be looking at ability. Scissors are going to require bilateral coordination, which is the use of both sides of your body at one time, patience, and of course, some serious fine motor strength. Ways you can help your child build their fine motor strength is to get ready for cutting is by letting them play with Play-Doh, clay, kinetic sand, having them practice things like lacing or stringing beads, pinching with things like little pipettes or clothespins, peeling stickers. There are literally a ton of activities to help to build fine motor strength, but those are a few. When you see your child be able to do those tasks pretty well, it's time to introduce scissors. A good way to introduce them to cutting scissors is to practice teaching them how they work, going over where to put their fingers and where not to put their fingers, like on the blade. Hopefully you're starting with child-safe scissors with a blunt tip, which can be quite sharp still, so make sure to talk to your child about not putting their fingers between the blades, as we certainly don't want them cutting themselves, right? Next, you're going to show them how to hold the scissors the correct way, which is with their thumb on top. A lot of children seem to naturally turn their hands like this, so if you see your child doing this, you can remind them to bring their thumb back on top. Something I've learned from other educators is to try drawing a smiley face on the thumbnail facing the child, or you could try putting a sticker on there or something to remind them to keep their thumb up. Another part of cutting is to keep your child's arm placement down. We don't want them waving their arm all over. We want it as close to their body as possible, nice and secure. If you feel like your child is struggling to keep their arm down, you can put a piece of paper, or sometimes people use an envelope between their arm and their body, and then just have them hold it there while cutting. Now, your child's other hand also has a purpose when cutting, which is to firmly hold whatever it is that they're cutting, keeping their thumb on that hand up as well for better control and accuracy. A fun way to introduce your child to cutting is to give them some Play-Doh and have them practice cutting it. You can either roll some out or have them roll it out like a snake, or even just have them practice cutting small chunks up. When they're doing pretty well with that, you can move on to paper. I like to use construction paper because it's a little thicker than regular white computer paper and it holds up a bit more steady. And we usually have a ton of scrap pieces from previous activities. You can easily create a little storage bin full of construction paper pieces for your child to practice cutting with. And when they've been doing well practicing for a while, you can begin to help to refine their precision with some strips of paper with different lines on them, pushing them to focus on staying on the lines. Always remember to keep an eye on your child while cutting and make sure to remind them every time that we only cut paper and not our hair or clothes, as I've seen many kids do.